Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside of Genie, where we'll be looking at the race meeting today from the inside track at Turffontein. The first race off at 1 o'clock. We kick off the day's racing with a work riders Maiden Plate for fillies and mares. Let's have a look at the betting, where the betting is as follows. Number one, Lucy in the Sky, 19 to 10. Ruby U, 22 to 10. Sea Island, 11 to 2. 7 to 1 Amplify, 11 She Can Dance All Night, 9 to 1, 14 to 1 Sudden Break, 16 to 1 Rose Willow, 55 to 1 Longer the Race, scratch number 5. Now, in this race, my first selection is number 2, which is Ruby U. Ruby U, this jockey, Gwingizwa, rides a lot of winners for Sean Terry. This horse ran behind Bat of Hell last time out, was just beaten um, by just under a length by the winner, by the number one horse, Lucy in the Sky. But I do feel that the jockey will make a difference here. Not that I don't say Mangeni is not a good rider, but I do feel that this combination, Sean Terry and Winzet Gingwiza, has got a good record in this type of races. For outsiders, I'm going for number 3, Rose Willow, which is from the same stable as the stable companion number 1, Lucy in the Sky. But this is a nice outsider. I believe this jockey D Cooper. I'm not sure if he ridden a winner yet, but he has ridden a few places. There's not much form to go on, but this horse do show a little bit of pace, and this is not a very strong field. The horse coming back to 1,200 meters after doing longer distances, and I do feel that number 3, Rose Willow, that the shorter distance might suit, and he might sneak a place. And he's down at a betting 16 to 1. Certainly, if he runs into the trifecta quartet, it will definitely enhance the dividend. In my other outsider selection is number 4, Sea Island, which is the other runner from Sean Tully. Sam Monsieur, also a very experienced rider. The horse has run a few places 3 runs ago, and in the last 2 races, not that good. But again, as I say, weak field. Sean Terry has got a good record in these kind of races, and surely number 4, Sea Island, needs to be included. Number 5 is Scratched. So let's move on to race number 2 and 3. I'm not going to do any selections on that, although I'll give you the betting on races 2 and 3, as those are maiden juveniles, and I can't give any selections on that. Here we have in race 2, number 2, Freedom of Choice, 12 to 10. Marigold Hotel 5 to 2, Savage Love 28 to 10, Rain in Hollow at 8 to 1, 16 to 1, Cocoa Wheel 40 to 1, ILS Rose and 50 to 1 Marmalade Cutter. In here in race 3, we have number 3, Fisher King 18 to 10, Coming in Hot 53 to 10, Noble Striker 11 to 2, Secret Link 11 to 2, 6 to 1, Tinker Day 16 to 1, Transvision Vamp, and Longer the Rest. All I want to say about race 3 is that when you do your pick 6, I've just included all the runners except number 1 that has run before, so that should one of the first timers win and maybe a donkey run second, which does often happen, I will still be in the pick 6. Yeah, I'm taking my chances because I've seen some results of the 3-year-olds these over this season so far. There was quite a number of upsets in some of these juvenile races. So for race 4, we move to race 4. The betting is number 8, Night Sky, Night King 5 to 2, Katzental 3 to 1, 4 to 1, Lazy Guy, Jet Cat 11 to 2, Extrovert 8 to 1, Cosmic Ray 12 to 1, and Blue Brave Jackson 25 to 1, 55 to 1, and Longer the Rest. So let's have a look here at race number 4. So here, race number 4, my first selection is the first time on Night King. I know for a fact this was a very well bred Waterfiender, bump and grind, has numerous winners, and most of them are sprinters. And I think that it's not often that I tip a first timer, but I think Night King in this weakish field, with all respect to the trainers and owners in this race, this weakish field should have a strong claim. Then my other horse that I like is number 7. Cuts and Tal did debut over behind Al-Sakit. We remember that Al-Sakit won by about 5 or 6 lengths. Al-Sakit has won subsequently. I can see there's 7 runners, 2 winners, and I think this horse, number 7, will be the biggest opposition to number 8, Night King. And let's just move back to the top of the race. Number 1, Lazy Guy, has also shown flashes of coming to form and might run a better race. Number 1, Lazy Guy. Jet Cat is also a horse that places, has run 6 places or 7 places from 14 runs, but always finds somebody to beat, and there's no indication that that this horse is a certainty that yes, it can win, but I do believe the other 3 are too strong. And then here at the bottom, we've got another horse, number 11, Extravert, a 5-year-old mare, having only had 9 runs so far. Has also been placed over various distances, normally longer, but last time over the 1200 meters went to the front, but was run out of it late and finished 4 lengths behind Future Lady. They might try and use similar tactics today, but being the inside track, but drawn 4, this is around the bend. One will have to wait and see. And I think number 12, Cosmic Ray, also needs to, might look for improvement. On her day, ran second to Ferrari. But the last 2 runs not so good. But the Vlaar Jurgen from draw 3 can also have a prayer. Then we move to race number 5, which is a Maiden Handicap. And these Maiden Handicaps surely are a bit of a nightmare. Let's have a look at the betting. The betting as follows. Here we have number 2, Blue Spark, Fast Draw, 9-2, Amberlow Star, 9-2, 11-2, Light Warrior, Enema Code, 8-1, Party Song, 12-1, 12-1, Dark Vision, Pinhead, 14-1, 22-1, and longer the rest. So this is just a normal, I would think it's an E division, just with another name. That's just, these horses hasn't won yet, because you can't just call it a Maiden Plate. It's a Maiden Handicap. So, and here my first selection is number 6, Amberlow Star. This horse carrying only 56.5, getting weight from the top weights. Has been running well in his last 2 runs on the Vaal. Has run before on the inside track, but I think Amberlow Star is definitely improving. My main concern only is the draw number 11. That can be a bit of a disadvantage, but I don't know. I mean, what Luke Ferraris is going to do? Is he going to place him at the front or come from behind? I'm not sure. One will have to wait and see. Then my outsider selections is the stable companion, number 9, Party Song. Party Song, a 4-year-old Wily Wall filly by Silvano. This horse is also showing signs of coming to form in her last 2 races. Did run improved races, and actually, even the third behind Got You showed that a little bit of getting to form. But with Muzi here, you're not riding often for Surgeon Grey, but has had a few winners for him from draw 1. I think Party Song today, a huge runner. Then my other outsider selection is number 10, Dark Vision. It shows no form, but this horse is now in the handicap division, only carrying 52, but from draw 12. But this horse is very well bred, Visionaire by Bordeaux. Bordeaux has thrown numerous winners, and I do believe that Dark Vision needs to go in all of your calculations. Then we also want to have a look at number 2. Number 2 is the horse that often gets beaten, Blue Spark. Has already run 9 places from 13 runs, always find one better, but nicely drawn today, draw 5. So may it be that today might be his day, but then again, he's giving way to some of the other horses, which is to his disadvantage. So all in all, I think a very open race. We then move on to race number 6, which is an Accreditation Handicap. Again, Class B, average mean rated 84, and here the betting is as follows. Number 1, Puerto Mazzano, even money. La Luvia, 7-2, Shadow Creek, 6-1, Rocky, 7-1, Master Supreme, 9-1, 12-1, number 8, Future's Promise, 20-1, and better the rest. Yeah, here I'm going with the favorite, number 1. Number 1 ran second to Stone Cold in a future race, running against some of the better 3-year-olds in Gauteng. And I think this horse is ready to go in today, Piotr Manzani with Gavin Arena on board. And I think his biggest opposition will be number 2, La Luvia, who won easy last time out. I did recommend you guys to go big on this horse because the weight he was carrying, made him a bit of a certainty, but he still drifted in the betting a little bit. And this horse has run against some of the best horses in Cape Town, Captain's Ransom, Seeking the Stars. Now also getting to 1.5, so I think that will be number 1's main opposition. For the outsider selection, I went with number 8, Putin's Promise, Genie again for St. John Gray, draw 1. This horse has run a number of places, and I think I just felt the 52.5. This horse needs to be included in all your play. Then we go on to the next race, which is a 1,450 graduation plates for fillies and mares. Let's have a look at the betting. Betting as follows. Number 1, Florentine, even money. Zimbabwe 5-2, Ecstatic Green 4-1, Letitia's Angel 13-2, 16-1, Future Lady Castellero 18-1, 25-1, Geigen Glory. Now here they've got the even money on a horse that is not even in a best weighted category. Yes, this horse Florentine is very well bred. It's Ideal World out of Franny by Trippy. Michael the Cock trains his horse. One easily beat him, Say Win, by 2.25. Say Win has come out and won again by, I think, 8 or 9 links, and then won again after that. So certainly the form is strong. Sweet Future has also won a couple of good races. So certainly number 6, Florentine, therefore I would think deserves to be the favorite. But I am in the camp of number 4, Letitia's Angel. This horse carrying 60, getting the -2.5. Very well rated. That's also run against some decent opposition. Marigold, Rios Winter. She won Dubai Princess, Rios Winter. And I think Letitia Angel today can be involved in the finish. Then also other horse that you want to look at is number 5, Castellano. He is very well weighted. As you can see in the best weighted column, Castellano is weighted 4th best in the race. Now, I do feel that the form on this horse is also strong, running against some useful opposition in the past, and certainly I think with Samanga Gamal on board, certainly not without a prayer. Then you also have in this race Geigen Glory, who is one of the best handicaps, but unfortunately has lost form, and one will have to wait for this horse to get back in form to play her with any confidence. Then here we got the 2 top ones from Sean Terrier. Static Green surely has got a chance. I'm not sure about the distance, but has run over 1,400 meters before behind Due Diligence, also in with a chance. And as well as Zamba, it's a legislate by Pinturn. Did win a previous over 1160, and then last time out was beaten by number Celestial Love, and then ran 3rd, and the horse that was 2nd was way down in the betting. I think that horse was out something like more than 12 kilograms in the weight. So I'm not sure about Zimba. This is surely an open race. I'm sticking with number 3, Letitia's Angel, and number 5, Castellano. But as I said, Florentine also not without a chance. Then we reach the 8th race, which is the last race. It's another classified stakes over 1,450. Let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting is as follows. Number 4, Intant 33-10, Speechmaker 11-2, Milan's Princess 8-1, Anaturia 8-1, Louis VII 9-1, Willow the Wisp 11-1, Big City Gold 12-1, Afternoon Tea 13-1, 16-1, Bitter Wind, and 20-1, and Better the Rest. Scratch number 2, Into the Future, and 15, Ready, Set, Glow. Yeah, this is a very difficult race where I went for Sid and Grey runners. I went for number 11, and Anaturia, who's a little bit out in the weights, but has been running well, and I think with this weight of 57, Craig Zaki on board. And Anaturia did run 7 links behind on Saturday in a similar field, Class D 68, and I think I'm looking for Anaturia today to run a better race. Then I also want to have a look at number 9, Better Win. Number 9, Better Wind is one of the better weighted horses in the race. Has the services of Lyle Hewitson, and I think that can make a huge difference. Has run in and out since winning a maiden, but I think in this class today, this field today, might definitely be a contender. Last time out, ran in a strong novice, 12 lengths behind, now very much down in class, and I do feel that number 9, Better Wind, can produce a better run. And then my other outsider selection is number 3, which is Milan's Princess Cornet's Peace. This horse hasn't gone for it in 50 now, doing it for the first time, but from draw 9. But the breeding suggests that the distance shouldn't be a problem. So keep an eye out for number 3. Another well-weighted horse is number 4 in Tarn, but drawn 10, Warren Kennedy, can also be involved in the finish. And then the last horse I want to mention is number 10, Speechmaker, from the Heather Addison stable. Gets straight on board, drawn 14, but has run a nice race, ran above his rating again behind this horse called Battle Force in that novice, and has been running on stoutly in previous races, so certainly also in with a chance. So that brings us to the end of our preview. I hope I could point you in the right direction, and that you can find a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.